What is going on, everyone? Welcome again to another car talk. Today, what I wanted to go through and talk about was making a part 2 to that workout car talk that I showed you guys last time. I did want to go more into depth on that because this car talk is going to be specifically focusing on now what I do, and I will have Noah provide pictures on what it looks like. So, quick rundown. Been plateauing, experimenting, figuring out how to beat this plateau. I found this training exercises that now works. It works with me as far as is the most I've seen in strength building. I've also noticed my plateau hasn't been as bad with these, and it works for my schedule because I've gotten a little busier lately. Anyways, now day 1. So you're gonna start seeing a pattern into what these workouts are gonna be looking like. The way I have it laid out is it's one full body. So as you see on the top, you see squats on day 1. That's the first leg exercise, and the only leg exercise for that day, I do 3 sets. Any big movement that I can't really, if I fail, it's gonna be a lot of work. If you fail in a squat and then you drop the rack behind your back, it's just a pain taking all the plates off to putting it back on. So I don't go till failure on squats, just for the sheer fact that it's a pain to have to reset after you fail, compared to just dumbbells, where I just throw the dumbbells if I'm failing. Then we go into chest exercise. I do, again, 1 chest exercise, but till failure, 2 sets till failure. I do incline. I personally focus more on incline, more than flat, because my upper chest is something that needs to be targeted more than my lower chest. I've noticed that my lower chest grows a lot quicker than my upper, so I don't focus on my lower chest as much as I should. I focus on it about twice a week, for that sheer fact of I try to target my upper more because it needs more work. Same with triceps. Triceps you're going to be seeing a lot. I've been kind of spamming triceps lately because triceps has always been something that is a very stubborn muscle of mine. So I hit it more frequently because of that. Then shoulder exercise. Usually it is the first one that starts off with, I'm going off the top of my head, not sure if I do shoulder exercise. I believe so. I believe it's overhead press. But regardless, I do some sort of shoulder exercise, whether it's lateral raises or something else. Then I always end off with either 1 or 2 ab exercises. Day 1, I do believe, is chin-ups. The reason why I choose chin-ups over biceps is because chin-ups, I found target, especially if you have the bar, your hands like this and not far out and doing chin-ups, the closer your hands are, the more I notice it activate my biceps, and I just feel it a lot more than bicep curls. I can feel them getting a lot stronger. And plus, it's good to be able to pull your own body weight. And then I do some sort of ab exercise. Whether I only do a few. One you'll see throughout this is cable crunches. I like cable crunches a little bit. One I like more than cable crunches is cable twists, where you have the cable out in front of you, and by keeping your arm straight, you twist. I like that a lot. It targets the obliques really well. and I really like the feeling. Now we move on to day 2. Day 2, again, another leg exercise. I do front squats. We just did back squats, which are which are leg focused, but those front squats are very quad focused. So I do those. Then we move on to pull-ups. That's just for back exercises, pull-ups. I do, I try to be very technical with my pull-ups. What I mean by that is, I have my legs, a lot of people cross their legs. I keep my legs flat, not crossed, not even knee up, just legs straight down, because I feel it a lot more target my core, and it's always good to get some extra core engagement. It helps. It helps make you stronger, and yeah. So that's why I do those. And then I try to go slow. I'm not trying to rep out, because a lot of people, they don't focus on the eccentric. It's focused on the eccentric. So a nice pull all the way down, like your arms all the way down, then you pull yourself back up. I do that till failure. All these, unless it's some squatting exercise, till failure. Even bench, I don't go till failure unless, barbell bench, I don't go till failure unless I have a spotter, which is very rare. I usually work out alone a lot, just because I hate relying on other people for the gym. We move into overhead, I believe, overhead presses. Another shoulder exercise. No, lateral raises. My bad. God, I'm going off the dome right now. Lateral raises for the shoulder exercise. You work on those mid shoulders. Try to go nice and slow with these. Don't ego lift. Don't ego lift. Slowly and more, have your arm more out. Like your hand, I mean. Don't have your pinky up. Like, don't do lateral raises like this. Lateral raises, like, either your hand flat or a little out. You know, it makes a nice smoother movement. Then we go down, triceps again, skull crushers. I used to do tricep extensions a lot, but what I noticed, my tricep extensions have been plateauing lately. So I changed it up, the exercise. I do skull crushers at the moment. I do not plan to do skull crushers forever. There's just a little change about probably this month, the next month. I'll do it, and then I'll switch back and see if I broke my plateau, if my triceps got stronger. We'll then move on to another core exercise. On to the next day. Next day is hip thrusts. Last exercise for the week. I have 2 rest days. And hip thrusts, I'll be honest with you guys, I go all out on those. Well, those I go till failure. Since, you fail a hip thrust, you just put the bar back on the ground. You're not really hurting yourself when you fail the hip thrust. I do a lot of those. I try to aim for past 10 till failure at least. So most of the time, I end up doing around 15 reps before I fail. And I've been slowly increasing he's working on his bike. I've been slowly increasing the weight on those. Leg exercises, as far as that hip thrust go, everyone should do hip thrusts. I don't care if it's a zesty exercise. Every guy and gal should be doing hip thrusts. It is the best exercise for glutes. Glutes are super important because they help with 1, preventing low back pain. 2, and this is something that people might not think of, it makes working out your tush makes so that when you sit down, it doesn't hurt. Gives a little more padding than if you got nothing there. So, work out your glutes. And they're just important. They're an important exercise for the lower half of your body, preventing aches and pains when you get older. And at the end of the day, the gym is focused on longevity more than anything, really. At the end of the day, if you're able to work out as long as possible, you'll be overall a healthier person than going all out when you're young, tearing your entire body, destroying yourself by ego lifting, and then now you can't really work out as well anymore. Don't do it. Focus on longevity here. Then we move on to, I forgot what the other exercise is. It's either a chest exercise, which 9 times out of 10 is a benching exercise. It's either incline dumbbell bench press or regular bench press. I forgot what I put there. But then we move on to another shoulder exercise, overhead press again, I think. And then triceps, same thing, skull crushers, and another core exercise. Day 4, we're not doing legs anymore. It is focused more on upper body. We then do pull-ups, overhead press, and then same thing. We focus on, I think I do a bench press that day, some sort of bench exercise, triceps, etc. You guys are getting the point with the pictures. And then last day, we ended off no exercises, all upper, core exercise. And that is the workout. As far as external stuff that I do, I also do 15 minutes of yoga every night. As well as on my days off, I'll do a 30-minute yoga workout. And sometimes I'll hit the sauna. During the winter, I was hitting the sauna a lot more often than I have been now that the weather's getting warmer. More because it's already hot out. I don't want to be more hot out. If that makes any sense. I should hit the sauna more. I try to go at least 30 to 60 minutes a week for the sauna. At the moment, I had taken a week break from the gym because, and this is kind of a be careful, people, please. When you do overhead press with a barbell, with a dumbbell, you won't really worry about this unless you're sitting, which I wouldn't recommend anyways, doing shoulder press sitting, because people tend to not realize that they're extending their shoulders farther back than they should when they're sitting compared to when you're standing, and it increases the risk of your shoulders getting injured if your thing is overextended. Standing up also engages that core, as well as it's overall safer. Yoga, that's about it. That's the workout. It's not, I really don't focus so much solely on the gym as much as most people do, in the sense of I'm not in the gym for 2 hours a day. Some people are in there for 3 hours a day. I simply don't really have the time for that, so I focus more on other things. Plus, the gym is important. I'll never deny it, but at the end of the day, it's not the most important thing, and you should overall, it shouldn't be your whole personality or your whole shtick. You know, if you're in the gym for more than 2 hours and 3 hours, I mean, unless you're competing for bodybuilding, or you're in a strongman competition or something, I guess unless you're a fitness influencer, I don't really feel like you're in the gym a little too long then. Because 2 hours is a bit of a drag, you know. If you're natural, that is. Obviously, if you're on roids, then it's a little different, because overall recovery, you recover a lot faster on steroids, you lift a lot more on steroids, it takes a lot more to get a good workout on steroids, so generally you'll be in the gym longer. But I don't recommend steroids to begin with. I'm talking to all the natural lifters, such as myself. Don't stay 2 hours in the gym. If you're staying 2 hours in the gym, you need to do something to cut back, because, I mean, unless you want to, obviously. If you enjoy the gym, you enjoy the gym. Who am I to stop you? But if you're feeling like the gym is taking too much out of your time, I'm in there for about an hour 15, hour 30. Sometimes quicker. Sometimes I get out about an hour 45. Depends if I hit the sauna or not. But that's the workout. That's the workout that I do 5 times a week. Rest days, I just increase my yoga workout. And yoga, by the way, is something I do think that everybody should do. I have found a new respect for people who practice yoga, who are yoga instructors. That stuff, same with calisthenic guys. Respect for y'all. That stuff's not easy. Not at all. It is not easy at all. Yoga targets body parts that are not completely different than what weightlifting does, but it's so much more stability focused, that like stability training, that I never really did. So going into it, wow, it is difficult, I will say. But it is important. Please take care of your bodies. I hope you guys have a good day. See ya.